We're all set. So she lives in Washington. I'm not going to say much about her. She was our speaker last year at Super Saturday in Los Angeles, and that's where I got to meet her. And I am really excited about today to hear more about her story, how she started Plexus and her business journey, and some tips for us, all of us golds and above. So I'm going to hand it right over to you, Sarah, so you can just take it from here.
All right. Good morning, y'all. Thank you very, very much for asking me to do this. It's a huge honor. So like Miss Cindy said, I live outside of Seattle. I've been here for about 14 years now, but I was born and raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So I go back to Arkansas twice a year. You know, it throws people off when they say, "Where are you from?" And I name a city here, and they're like, "Yeah, that's not right."
No.
But I have two beautiful daughters. Sorry, I meant to already have one dropped off at choir this morning, but we're running a little bit late. So if y'all don't mind, let me just kiss her goodbye real quick. Okay.
Oh, no.
Love you. Great day, okay? Okay, I'll see you this afternoon. Go get your lunch. All right. Sorry, ladies. Oh, and gentlemen, if there's gentlemen on here.
Yes, Todd. And Jesse. Jesse's on here, too.
Hey, Jesse. So my brief story is I was always that big friend. Like, I could never share clothes with the girlfriends. You know, I could have fun with them, but I could never share their clothes. I could never shop in the junior section. It was always the Missy section. That was just who I was. That was part of my life. You know, I took dance for 15 years and I played softball. And so in my mind, I always told myself, oh, I'm just big boned. You know, I don't want to sit around and let this muscle turn to fat, when reality was I had more fat than muscle. You know, and I was one that I would joke. I would say, you know, hey, scoot over so I can sit my fat back down. That's how I coped with being that big person. So I had started to lose some weight. I was working in the emergency room back home, and I was given Catapex, which is a prescription weight loss drug. Tried everything under the sun, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers, I mean, you name it, including the prescription weight loss pill. I've done it. So I had lost some weight, and then we moved cross country, and in the first year, I gained 50 pounds. Family's huge to me, friends are huge to me, and we moved here 3,000 miles away where we knew absolutely nobody. I didn't even have a job. Whereas back home, my work, I mean, they were extended part of my family. So depression set in. I gained 50 pounds that first year I was here. It wasn't fun. And after being here a couple of years, I got pregnant with my oldest, who is Mackenzie. She'll be 11 in March. And we all know that when you get pregnant, you put on the pounds. And if you're not a disciplined person, you never really get those pounds off. And I didn't. And I'll back up just a little bit. The ones that know me, I kind of tell stories in circles. So I'm sorry for the ones who are trying to follow along. But about 18 years ago, I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic with type 2 tendencies, which means my body did not produce enough insulin, and the insulin that it did produce, my body rejected. So for 13 years, I was on 5 shots of insulin a day. My nighttime dose was 100 units just to wake up in the 200s. Mackenzie, my oldest, she knew how to check my blood sugar. She knew how to give me insulin. I had to tell all of her teachers, you know, if I come to pick up my child and you think I'm drunk, please do not call the police or CPS. Just tell me to check my blood sugar. Because I was that person who could function in the 300 and 400, and nobody would ever know that anything was wrong with me. So after I had Mackenzie, I was the biggest I'd ever been in my life. I was the unhealthiest I'd ever been in my life. But at the same time, I still wanted another child. And I was seeing an endocrinologist, and we were talking about putting me on an insulin pump and sending me to a fertility specialist. So they put this sensor in my back for 72 hours. It was like that big in the middle of my back. Those readings were coming back different from what my blood work was coming back. So me being in the medical field since I was 14 and just nosy by nature, I got on the internet and started researching, and it said, well, if this lab work is abnormal, you could be pregnant. I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant. I mean, we talked about sending me to a fertility specialist. So come to find out, I was pregnant, and I was pregnant with twins. So that was a huge shock. And the only request is I had the doctor, I said, please just tell me that they're not due in March, because that's my birthday and Mackenzie's birthday. So,
that's too
so my pregnancy was really, really hard on my body. I was seeing the regular OBGYN, I was seeing the endocrinologist, and I was seeing a specialist who specialized in multiple births. They did lab work, I don't know, 4 or 5-ish months or so, and lab work came back positive that one of the babies tested positive for Down syndrome. So that was stressful in itself, because you go through this whole, oh my gosh, how will it be? And, so that added more stress onto my body. Well, then I gave birth to him 6 weeks early, and I have Cassidy. Can you say hi?
Oh, that's so cute.
Ashley and Elizabeth, she went to heaven and she's waiting on us there. So, being a young mother and having, at this time, Mackenzie was 6, having a 6-year-old at home who needed her mommy, having a brand new baby. She was in the NICU, and then she got out and was at home with the Billy bed, and a nurse came every day. And so having this child, this infant that needed you, but I still needed to grieve for me. Mm-hmm. Depression set in again, and I tell y'all that part of my story because it's just such a huge part of my story. My mom has terrible diabetes. She has gastroparesis. She drags her foot. She walks with a cane. She's going blind. She's lost all of her teeth from diabetes. And I went home one time and I saw her, and I'm like, that's not going to be me. Like, I want to be here for my babies. I want to see them graduate and get married, and I want grandchildren. And so when Plexus popped up on my news feed, I was the biggest skeptic there was. I bought a 7-day trial, asked multiple questions, bought a 7-day trial. Weeks ago, can do this. But I told her, I said, I don't want to know about.
Wait, something's happening with the sound. I don't know what happened. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
There, now I can hear you.
Okay.
I
told her I didn't want to know anything about the business. I wasn't going to be a used car salesman. Which I said I was going to change that because at Super Saturday, Jetty got on to me because Jetty Harrison used to be a used car salesman.
That's right.
And she was like, that's beautiful. She's like, that's okay. You don't have to know anything about it, blah, blah, blah. So I started losing weight and I started feeling better, and my blood sugar numbers started dropping, and it was like, wow, this could really be the one thing that I've been looking for all these years. And so long story short, to date, I have lost 70 pounds. I've lost tons of inches. I was a size 16, 18, 20. The jeans I have on this morning are a size 8 right out of the dryer. I've got, a couple of size smalls, and it's funny because I usually still buy bigger clothes because I'm, still haven't got used to that. The health part of it is I am no longer taking any medication whatsoever. Like I said earlier, I was on 5 shots of insulin a day. I was on a cholesterol pill, and I was on half of a heart pill. My triglycerides have dropped over 200 points since being with Plexus. My cholesterol is in the normal range. Now, I've been questioned over and over, and I just want to clarify it. When I got off of insulin, I worked one-on-one with my doctor because she was the biggest skeptic. Can you hear me still, Miss Cindy?
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out. I know I'm leaning in because I'm like, I want to hear every word.
Haven't moved. That I worked one-on-one with my physician, and she had me call her every single day for the first month. After that, it went to emails because she was a huge skeptic, and she put me on 4 3-month trials of no insulin before she agreed to completely sign off. And a true type 1 cannot live without insulin. So retested, and I've been reclassified as a type 2 diabetic. I just want to throw that out there because 18 years ago, medicine wasn't what it is today. So back to the business part. When I started sharing, and that's all I did, y'all, I just shared, I just posted, oh my gosh, I've lost 8 pounds, and everybody from back home knew that I was always this bigger girl, and knew that I was a real person. So I started getting messages. What are you doing? What are you doing? And 4 months into it, I had my very first ambassador. And that's only because she went to my website without me knowing and signed herself up. And so that was in October. Well, December, I go home to visit family. So October, I got my first ambassador. December, I'm at home visiting my family, and my upline calls me, and she said, oh my God, sis, you're 5 points away from gold. And I said, woohoo, what's gold? Like, that's how far removed I was from the business side that I didn't even know what gold ambassador meant. And then it just kept progressing and progressing. And my Plexus journey, and I tell y'all this part, I stole this line from Les Brown. I tell y'all this part not to impress you, but to impress upon you that if I can do it, every single one of you can do it. Like, okay, I'm in the Success magazine. I have presented with Helen McFadden, Sarah Marble, Lori Harrison. I have been on focus groups at corporate. I've been to corporate multiple times. I've had a part in 3 Super Saturdays. I've been to Maui. I'm sitting in my Plexus Lexus right now. I mean, these things that still are mind-blowing to me. I still have to check sometimes. I'm like, is this really my life? Like, am I really able to be present? And that's a huge part of my why, and why I tell y'all about losing a child is because with Plexus, I still work. I still work anywhere from 1 to 3 days a week, depending on what they need me, because I enjoy my job. But they know that family comes first, then Plexus, and then work. And I'm Mackenzie's softball mom. I'm her room parent. I help out in Cassidy's school. I'm able to take them to school and pick them up every single day. I'm able to go to the park and play with them, go on hikes, go on bike rides. I'm able to be not just physically present, but completely present in my baby's life. And for me, that is huge. That is something that you can't replace that experience with anything. And the only way that I'm able to do any of that is because of Plexus. I wanted to talk to y'all today. Just there were 3 things that I really wanted to touch on, and one of them, since I mentioned presenting with all these big name people, in my mind I thought I could never be Sarah Marble. I could never be Helen McFadden. There's no way that I would even ever present with them, and the fact that I have, like, that's huge. But what I've had to realize is, you know what? You're right. I will never be Sarah Marble. I will never be Helen McFadden. God made one Sarah Simpson Howell, and that's who I am, and that's who I need to be the best. I need to be the best Sarah Simpson Howell there is. And you know what? I'm completely different than those other people. And yes, I still look up to them and I still hold them with the utmost respect. I've learned so much from them, but at the same time, I'm me. You know, I'm learning over the last year and a half that I have things to offer as well. And I think that a lot of us get kind of stuck on, okay, well, I made gold. Now what's the next step? You know, I could never make these videos. I could never do this. You know, how do I get my team to grow and move forward? But the thing is, y'all, is you can do this. You have to believe in yourself. I told my team the other night on a team call that it's kind of contradicting myself, because I tell them all the time, believe in yourself. And I'm still learning how to believe in myself every single day. To the point where I almost believe in my team members more than I believe in myself sometimes. But I started reading, let's see if I can do it. This book, can y'all see that? Um, book that Sonia Dudley is reading and has really, really talked highly of. I think that it's something that all of us need to sit back and really evaluate. How do we talk to ourselves? What do we think of ourselves when we look in the mirror? And I don't mean physical or, you know, but when you see yourself, who do you see? And that's something that I'm really learning to do myself, because this business, we have rooms for 55 million Sarah Marbles. You know, you just have to find who you are and make it work for you, and believe in yourself. And that's something that, you know, I really truly do want all of y'all to work on that. That's another thing is, because most of y'all are gold and above on this. Thing that I wish that I would have done more of in the beginning, and again, this is like, I was watching a video last night of Melissa Eckenhorst, and she said the new people who I sign now are getting 500% better training than the people that I signed in the beginning. And that's absolutely true. There are so many things that I wish that I would have done different in the beginning, but you know what, y'all, it's a learning process. Like, my goal in life is to learn something new every single day. And on this journey, I learn something new every single day. I want you to really, really take the time out and focus on those level ones. You know, sometimes when we start growing our business, and especially when we get to the gold level, it's like, okay, well, oh my goodness, we have this many people underneath us, and we have levels 1 through 4 or 5, however many levels you have, and you want everybody to be successful, and you know, you want your team page to be interactive and motivating, and that's great. But sometimes it's so easy to lose ourselves and go into management mode, that we're not really focused on what we need to be focused on. And what we need to be focused on is our own business. You know, I had somebody the other day say, well, you don't need me to sign up underneath you. You're Emerald. Who else could I sign up under? I'm like, no, I need you. You know, I'm constantly in business. So you need to focus on growing your own business. Turn that down just a second, baby. And you need to focus on your level ones. And it's in a perfect world, which we know we don't live in a perfect world, but in a perfect world, your level ones would then duplicate whatever you do with them, and then it would travel down the line. Now, we know that that doesn't happen. Yes, baby, turn it down a little bit more. But that's what is supposed to happen. So I challenge you to focus on yourself, focus on your level ones. Another thing that I wish that I would have done in the beginning, and this is one of the biggest things that I struggle with still today, is time management.
Me too.
I told me today, he said, baby, I think you need Adderall.
Me too.
Because like when my life is just crazy busy, balls to the wall, I can get it done. But if I've got 30 minutes in the house, it's like, oh, what's that shiny over there? Let me go mess with that. So bought a new planner this year, and I'm really, really trying hard to, this planner is really cool, and I wish I would have brought it with me to show y'all. But every week it's got your weekly goals, and every day it has your daily goals, and it has top priority, second priority, and third priority. And Patrick Swayze, if you have not read his book, Be, Do, Have More, please read that. That is an awesome book. He also has Millionaire by Halftime. I have not read that one yet, but
Really good.
the Be, Do, Have More is amazing. So I can only imagine the other one is too. And he talks, and Be, Do, Have More, he talks a lot about the proper way of setting goals. Like we all say, you know, make your goals this month, make your goals this week, but they really, really need to be specific. And with this new planner, I'm able to sit down and I'm able to say, okay, by the end of this week, I want to have ABC accomplished. And then able to say, okay, we'll look at it and go, okay, Sarah, it's Wednesday. You haven't done that video that you wanted to do by Friday yet. You know, you gotta map out time and find time to do that. So time management, because I could only imagine a lot of y'all are still working. I mean, like I said, I still work. So especially when you work, you have kids. I'm a single parent during the week because of my husband's schedule. My oldest daughter plays select softball. We're at the softball facility 4 to 6 nights a week. You know, they have church on Wednesday nights. I mean, so many people, and I'm not saying that y'all do this, but so many people think, oh, she's emerald, she's sapphire, she's diamond, you know, she doesn't have to do this anymore. I've got all this on my plate. And again, I'm not telling you this stuff to say, oh, poor me. It's to say, look, I'm a real person. Miss Cindy's a real person. We still have life outside of Plexus, but yet we have just figured out how to work Plexus into our life instead of working our life around Plexus. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's very good.
You know, so like this morning, I mean, I knew Mackenzie had choir. Cassidy's school starts at 9. So I planned out, okay, I'm going to do this Zoom call in Mackenzie's school parking lot. You know, last night I dropped the girls off at church, and it was okay. I had 2 conference calls. You have to really, because if you don't get organized, y'all, it's just going to be a huge mess. And then in the end, you're not going to get anything really accomplished because you've got irons in the fire to say, and you never really get to put all of them out. So I really wanted to leave y'all with today of believe in yourself. Please believe in yourself. If I can do it, and my team keeps getting on to me for saying I'm unorganized, but if I can do it, one of the most unorganized, skeptic, completely removed from the business to where I didn't even know what gold was when I was 5 points away from it. If I can do this, every single one of you on this call can do it as well. As that leader, that once you believe in yourself and wholeheartedly believe in yourself, you need to breathe that belief into your downline. You need to let your downline know that you were there for them and that you believe 100% in them, and that you know that they can and they will get to the top if that's what they want. And I want to leave y'all with this. Lori Harrison did this at our Super Saturday. And I know that Miss Cindy, I know that you're a woman of God, so I really hope that your team's used to that and I don't offend anybody.
They are.
Okay. So talk about when you talk to God, you really, really need to be in your heart, not in your head. Because when in our head, when we talk to God, it's more of those prayers out of desperation. It's more of those prayers out of, oh my gosh, I need this, I need that. So one thing, and I won't do it today, but you can do it when you get home, is that you touch your heart and you close your eyes and you take really deep breaths, and you really, like when she did this in Super Saturday in a room of, almost 400 people, the whole energy just completely changed. Everybody got quiet and got still, and they were really all in their heart. And she was saying that when we set our goals, that's where we need to be too. We need to be in our heart, not, oh, okay, well, my plan said I need to make goals for this month, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, you need to sit down. You need to get your body quiet, get out of your head, and get into your heart and set those goals. And then this is the final thing. I challenge all of y'all to sit down and write a letter to yourself, but I want you to date it January 2017. So when you read this letter that you write to yourself, I want it to be, dear Sarah, oh my gosh, I just, I'm starting to pack and plan for Hawaii. And you write this letter to yourself as of all these things that you did in 2016. It goes along with those positive affirmations, it's, and then it's not, oh, this is what I want to happen, this is what I wish that will happen, or I pray that will happen. No, write this letter as this is what has happened to you in your life in 2016. I think that's it, Miss Cindy. My time looks like my time's almost up.
Yeah. I'm writing notes. I'm writing everything down. Sarah, that was so amazing. I've loved it. I think everybody on here, it was perfect for what we needed to hear today. That's the thing I just love about these mornings with you guys. I promise you, golds out there and above, I do not tell the jewels what to say or what we need to talk about or anything. I just say, share your story, share your business story, health story, and then whatever is on your heart. And I'm telling you, it has been a blessing every week what everybody's coming with from their heart, just like you said, with. So we just want to thank you so much for taking this time this morning with us. We cherished it and we will love it, and I've recorded it so others can watch it in the future. And we hope you have a wonderful day. And I can't wait for all of you guys to meet Sarah when we go to Hawaii.
Yes, yes. I tell everybody I'm like the AA person, because somebody tries to shake my hand, I'm like, I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. So, y'all get ready when you do meet me that I'm just gonna hug you, okay?
Yes, you will. Okay.
Miss Cindy.
Well, thank you so much. And let's say bye to her. Everybody can unmute if you want and say goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It was great.
You're welcome, Carla.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. It was perfect timing, of course.
Good.
Awesome.
I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.